So students, today's topic is economic development and economic growth. I have some topics here, some points here I have written here to discuss on the concern point on the matter of economic growth and economic development. I have written some points here, I have kept it here, the points, and now we will discuss about the economic growth or economic development. Firstly, we will talk about why economic growth and what is economic development. Economic growth and economic development both are separate things, where the economic growth is just to increase per capita income of the people in a nation is known as economic growth. Where economic development, it's a long process of increasing per capita income in an economy or of a nation with the reducing poverty, reducing unemployment, inequalities of distribution in income, and improving quality of life. Now, why the concern? What is the current concern of the countries for the economic development? Firstly, in the world, the poor countries, inferior countries, they come to know that if in the world they have to stand by, if they have to make good image, then they have to attain the economic development. They have to economically develop. Secondly, poor countries now become more aware about economic development, about economic growth, about reducing poverty, generating employment, and reducing inequalities in income. Next is, after First World War, most of the countries which were ruled by the colonial economy, colonial rule, they become independent. And after becoming independent, such as we can talk about like our country, India, we have got freedom after Second World War. Before that, we were in colonial rule. After Second World War, when the countries, most of the countries, we got freedom from the colonial rule, such as Asian country, African country, Latin American country, these were under colonial rule before Second World War. They got their own independent government, own independent rulers. So they think about the economic growth, economic development for the nation. Next is the countries which were already developed, they also become aware about the stability which they have already attained at the time of or before First World War or before Second World War. They want to stable in that condition of economic development which they have already attained. My next topic is the self-interest of developed countries. They have demanded development, as development is an instrument of reducing inequalities, or the greater demand of goods is created, and along with the greater demand of goods, supply of goods have also increased. As the demand increases, the supply of the goods, new manufacturer they come, they enter in the market and they starting manufacturing the goods. If you are going 30 or 40 years back in India, most of smugglers were smuggling the goods which were not manufactured in India, such as radio, wristwatch, cement, etc., because these were highly demanded in the market, but it was not manufactured in India. So after the independent, when the goods, demand of goods increases, the supply have also increases as new producer come into the market. My next topic which I have written here, that the people of the poor country, they have also become aware to live standard of living or to increase the standard of living. The lifestyle got improved. They become aware about that. Now, my second topic which I have written here, economic growth. Now, economic growth, we will understand what is economic growth. Economic growth is a increasing per capita income of a people of the country. Increasing per capita income of the people in a country is known as economic growth. Per capita income. To understand per capita income, firstly you have to understand what is per capita income. Before this, we will talk about national income. National income is the sum total of all final goods and services which is produced in an economy, that is known as national income. It is defined in monetary term. Per capita income. Per capita income is an average income of the individual in an economy. We can get per capita income by dividing national income from the population. Per capita income is national income divided by population. When the national income we divide from the population of the country, we get national income, the per capita income. So, increasing per capita income is economic growth, which we have prepared here. Secondly, economic growth we will talk about. It's a significant or increasing the qualities, increasing the resources of production, increasing the chances of employment, generating employment is the second thing which include economic growth. And the third point is economic growth regards as a process of impile the certain force in the operation which interrelated with each other. Economic growth is a process of impiling or it is integration with the each other development of the countries and the process of identifying the principles of wealth or the principles of force which are rises to economic growth. Now the economic development. Next topic is economic development. Then we will compare economic development with economic growth. Now when we talk about economic development, it's a wider topic. Economic development is a process or is a long process of increasing per capita income along with reducing poverty, generating employment means reducing unemployment and inequalities of income. You can say as a definition, economic development is a process of increasing per capita income in long period of time by reducing poverty, unemployment and inequalities. Now we will talk about the economic growth and economic development. What is the difference between economic growth and economic development? I have written here different points. I have written here 5-6 points which will differentiate economic growth and economic development. First point is narrow term. The terms or the scope. Economic growth is concerned with narrow term. It includes only increase in the per capita income, but economic development, it includes increase in the per capita income in a long period of time along with reducing poverty, unemployment, inequalities and improving quality of life. Economic growth is concerned with more output. Economic growth is concerned with more output. As the more output, more demand will be created in the market, it will attain economic growth. Where economic development, it does not concern only with the increasing in the output, but it also increase or it also include socio-economic conditions like improving the society or the social life, quality of life, standard of living, poverty, reducing poverty, equal distribution of income. Another topic, economic growth involves increase in the income. It's involved increase in the income. But economic development involves increase in the income along with reducing poverty and generating employment. If you talk about that, increase in the income is a economic development or but that is economic growth. How will the income will be increased? This is the topic. This is the point which economic growth does not include. So economic development includes that the medium, the way of increasing the income, and that will take place only when the generation of employment will take place, when the poverty will reduce, only then the standard of living will be higher. Suppose that if a person asks you to maintain the lifestyle, improve the quality of life, live in high standard, higher living, how it is possible without increasing in the income, and how increase in income is possible without getting or generating employment. My next point is economic growth is defined strictly as a term of economic indicator. That's mean increase in the national income, increase in GDP, that is economic growth. But economic development where it includes not only increasing the GDP, not only increasing indicator is the identification of economic growth or economic development. There must be housing facility, health facility, education facility, pure water, pure air must be there. It includes not only the indicator but also includes the quality of life, such as improve in the health condition, improve in the housing condition. You can see there are so many people are living without house in the world, or if we talk about in India, they are also living. Providing housing facility also include economic development. My next topic which I have written here, economic growth is entirely quantitative concept. The economic growth is entirely quantitative concept, means it includes the numbers, means how much a person is earning, how much the per capita income of a country. But economic development include both quantitative terms and qualitative terms. Quantitative terms such as increase in the per capita income, increase in the GDP, GNP or national income, along with that the facility which is provided to the citizens of a country, health facility, education facility, housing, socio-economic conditions, society, standard of living, quality of life. These are the quantitative things, not qualitative things, not quantitative things. So economic development include both quantitative and qualitative, where economic growth includes only quantitative things. My next point is here, economic growth relate to the problem which is faced by developed countries, but it does not provide any solution. Economic growth is concerned or it refers or it correlate with the problem which is faced by the developed countries, the countries which has already been developed. Which type of problem they faced for the attending economic development. But economic development it concern or it refers to the solution of the problem in the today era. Means you can say economic growth talk about the past which have been taken place, but economic growth development talks about present, talks about today, how the problem will be solved, how the developing countries will develop or will attain economic development. So students, now today we cleared about the economic growth and economic development.